Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to live coverage of the Napa Auto Parts 125, presented by CashInTheCan.com, live here on Track Pass from All-American Speedway. My name is Charlie Crawl. Engines have roared to life down on the front straightaway, and drivers indexing those steering wheels just a few moments from rolling off for the pace laps for tonight's 125-lap feature event for the ARCA Menards Series West. First event of a weekend doubleheader for the West Series. We will be right back at it Sunday night, just down the road at Kern County Raceway in Bakersfield, California. But first, 125 laps of action here on the tight 1/3 mile at All-American Speedway. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our race analysis for tonight. For this evening's Napa Auto Parts 125, again presented by CashInTheCan.com. It is race number 9 of the 11 that make up the 2020 ARCA Menards Series West season. It is the 22nd race overall for the West Series here at All-American Speedway. We're going to go 125 laps. That's 37.5 miles around the 1/3 mile banked oval here. We will not have any breaks tonight. No scheduled pit stops, no tire changes as you see the field starting to roll off from the front straightaway here. 2019 winner, Jagger Jones, driving for Bob Berncotti and the Sunrise Racing Team. There you see those two look-alike cars out of the Bob Berncotti Racing Stables. We'll talk about them here in just a little bit. I have a few pace laps behind the pace car before we get ready to rock and roll tonight. Should be a very quick race this evening. 125 laps, just 37.5 miles. I'll tell you what, the racetrack here is going to be the equalizer tonight. Tiny little bull ring here in Roseville, California. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Bounty Rookie Spotlight tonight. This field rolls in. There's the turns 3 and 4 side of the racetrack. One car yet to pull off of the starting grid. There you see a little shove there for Bobby Hillis Jr. Now all 13 cars have left the starting grid and are forming up behind the pace car. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at our Bounty Rookie Spotlight tonight. We're going to take a look at a driver who had some success the last time the ARCA Menards Series West was in action at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the Bull Ring out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Gracie Trotter, driver of the number 99 Ineos Toyota. Just turned 19 years of age back in August. There you see Gracie entering your screen right there. Just turned 19 years of age, became the second female driver to win a West Series race, the first female to pick up a checkered flag under the ARCA Menards Series platform with her win on the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. She currently sits 3rd in the overall point standings, just 15 points behind Blaine Perkins and 31 points out of the overall points lead with just 3 races to go. Jesse Love leads the Bounty Rookie standings with 335 points. Gracie Trotter sitting in 2nd, 319. Gio Celsi, 309. Holly Holland, Bridget Burgess, and Jack Wood round out the top 5 in the Bounty Rookie Challenge standings. Taylor Gray picking up the General Tire Pole Award this afternoon in qualifying. Timed in at 13.904 seconds. That's 86.220 miles per hour. And that number 17 Ford Performance Ford for DGR Crosley Racing, team owner David Gilliland. First career pole award in 18 starts all across the ARCA Menards Series platform for young Taylor Gray, just 15 years of age. He joins Jesse Love and Blaine Perkins, both with 3 General Tire Pole Awards, Sam Mayer and Gio Celsi. And actually tied in qualifying this afternoon with fellow front row starter Mason Diaz. We'll take a look at that starting lineup. Taylor Gray, Mason Diaz up on the front row. Gio Celsi and Jack Wood back in row number 2. Trevor Huddleston and Blaine Perkins back in row 3. Jesse Love, Gracie Trotter, row 4. Todd Souza, Holly Holland, Takuma Koga, Bridget Burgess, and Bobby Hillis Jr. rounding out our 13-car starting field. Pace car now off into the infield. Field under the control of Taylor Gray and Mason Diaz as they come off of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. It is time to rock, roll, and rumble here at All-American Speedway. Close quarters racing here as lap number 1 is complete. Mason Diaz jumping out from the outside front row starting position to lead lap number 1. 5 car lengths now the advantage over second place Taylor Gray. There you see a little bump and rub, shove action there in turn 3 as we've already got the first caution flag of the night. I'm already tongue-tied, folks. That's what kind of action we're going to see here tonight. Looks like Holly Holland getting turned sideways over there in turns 1 and 2. That's going to put us under caution for the first time tonight with just a couple of laps in the books. Do expect we will see a lot of pushing and shoving out there. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of pushing and shoving all around the 1/3 mile here this evening. And I'm going to guess Holly Holland already a victim of some old-fashioned bump and run action down there in turns 1 and 2, and that does put us under the caution flag for the first time. Let's see if we got a replay on this action down there, and no, I predicted it. There you see Todd Souza. Whoa, look at Takuma Koga right there, almost joining Todd Souza in the cockpit of the number 13 Central Coast Cabinets Toyota. Wow, big hit down there between the 77 and the 13. But that's exactly what happened. A little shove from behind turned Holly Holland sideways. That could be a very tough break for both Todd Souza and Takuma Koga. Both of those drivers well up in the top 10 in ARCA Menards Series West standings. In fact, Todd Souza sitting 6th in the points coming into tonight's action. So that could be a big hit on his quest to end up in the top 5 here in the standings. Safety crew down in turns 1 and 2 retrieving some of the debris from that action down there, but nowhere to go for Takuma Koga as Souza checked up and on the brakes. And boy, he really almost did join Todd Souza in the cockpit down there. Good to see both of those drivers at least drive away. It looks like Souza has pulled off into the pit area for some repairs to that number 13 automobile. Good to see Mason Diaz up at the front of the field. Mason had pretty frustrating season on the ARCA Menards Series East schedule. A couple of early season DNFs hurt his chances for the championship. Good to see him and the Venerini Motorsports team make the trek all the way out here to compete on the West Coast. You know, we thought we had a intense qualifying session the last race out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jesse Love won the pole in qualifying at Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago by 33 1/1000ths of a second. That's what separated first and second. Today, as I said just a few moments ago, we had a tie in qualifying. First time in my experience that we've ever seen a tie for the pole in qualifying. And the entire top 5 separated by 33 1/1000ths of a second as we get the 1-to-go signal. We go back green flag racing next time around. I expect we're going to see some pretty intense competition tonight. Mason Diaz, Taylor Gray back on the front row. Diaz to the inside this time. Taylor Gray to the outside. Jack Wood to the inside. Looks like Blaine Perkins to the outside there in row number 2. Now working its way off turn 4. Green flag will be back in the air and we will resume the Napa Auto Parts 125 here at All-American Speedway. It's like Taylor Gray going to use the outside line to his advantage this time around as he's going to lead at the stripe, it looked like that time around. Outside line looking like it's going to be the place to be on these starts and restarts. Gray hanging tough to the outside of Mason Diaz. As the top 5, they get the top 8 cars now running side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Blaine Perkins moving into that 3rd position free and clear as Gracie Trotter now moving to the outside of Jack Wood. Still side-by-side battle up at the front of the field. Taylor Gray now stretching out about a half car length advantage that time down the backstretch. But again, Diaz sticking the nose of that 25 car down to the inside. Still side-by-side, lap after lap, as we've got Sarah Burgess sideways over there in turn number 2. Still green. Field still racing hard. Burgess has gotten her car turned back around and underway. Taylor Gray now going to jump out to a 1-car length advantage over Diaz in second. Diaz now going to have the right side of that automobile filled up with Blaine Perkins in that number 9. Last time we had a weekend doubleheader here with the ARCA Menards Series West, Blaine Perkins won both of them. Evergreen Speedway and Douglas County Speedway back in the month of August. Perkins looking to do the double again this weekend and close in on Jesse Love in the battle for the championship. A little contact there off of turn 4, a little more contact as they work their way down into turns 1 and 2. Tight quarters racing here in the early going. Ooh, a little more contact there. We're going to get Blaine Perkins turned sideways. Perkins getting that car turned sideways. Doesn't look like he made any contact with the wall. Now he's going to have to get that car pointed back in the right direction before losing a lap. Doesn't look like he's going to make that happen. So Blaine Perkins is going to go from battling for the second position to a lap down here in the early going. Still plenty of time for Perkins to get back on the lead lap and get back up through the field. Close quarters racing on this very tight little bull ring. Let's take a look at what happened. Looks like Mason Diaz getting a little sideways himself going off into turns 3 and 4. Had to make a correction on the steering wheel. Chased the car up the racetrack. Nowhere to go. Blaine Perkins already there, and he's going to get turned sideways. Couple of good looks on what happened down there as these two drivers battling for the second spot, coming together. Everybody else doing a nice job keeping this a 1-car incident down there in turns 3 and 4. But the caution flag out for the second time already. Less than 20 laps into it here at All-American Speedway. There's a good look at the number 17 car of our General Tire Pole Award winner, Taylor Gray. Taylor's made starts all across the ARCA Menards Series platform here in 2020. Made 12 starts in the ARCA Menards Series, a couple of starts here in the ARCA Menards West, both of the road course races on a Utah Motorsports campus. 17 starts all told so far this season. 10 top 5 finishes. Been a very solid season for young Taylor Gray. 15 top 10. Still looking for that first career win based on his performance in qualifying and so far here in the race. Looks like he's got a good shot at it. There's also a good look at the Solid Rock Carriers number 25 car for Mason Diaz. Mason's had a pretty tough season, as I said, here in the ARCA Menards Series, but he did pick up the 2020 Late Model Championship down at Southern National Speedway. So, got a bucket full of wins down there in the late model car. So, Mason Diaz still getting it going, even with the tough season here in the ARCA Menards Series. There's our Bonnie Rookie Spotlight driver, Gracie Trotter, in that number 99 Ineos Toyota, as the field doubles up for the restart. Gracie started 8th this evening. She started 9th when she won at Las Vegas. So starting deep in the field doesn't really matter to Gracie Trotter. She always finds a way to be in the mix. They're late in the race. Field doubled up. Taylor Gray, Mason Diaz up on the front row. And they're in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and Taylor Gray with the jump on the restart as they race off down into turns 1 and 2. Gray going to sneak out the advantage there off into turns 3 and 4. Diaz going to slide right down to the bottom of the racetrack, slamming that door shut on Gracie Trotter. Tight close quarters racing up at the front of the field. Diaz now all over the back bumper of Taylor Gray as they work their way off at turn 4. He's going to sneak his nose to the outside down in turns 1 and 2. Trying to find some racing room to the top side of the racetrack. Top Groove coming in great here tonight. A lot of side-by-side racing throughout the field. There's more. Jack Wood to the outside, trying to race his way up alongside. Gracie Trotter, he's got his hands full with Gio Celsi down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Celsi coming off his best finish of the 2020 season last time out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Looking for more here tonight. Ooh, some contact there between Celsi and Wood, just behind Gracie Trotter there. Both of those cars still pointed in the right direction. Exactly what we saw there between Mason Diaz and Blaine Perkins just a handful of laps ago. The joys of night racing. A lot of sparks coming off of these cars as they work their way off into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Celsi's going to win that battle. He's going to take over that 4th position. Jack Wood dropping back into the 5th spot. Top 7 cars, nose to tail, down the front stretch, off into turns 1 and 2. There you see the advantage. Taylor Gray with about 6 feet over Mason Diaz there, back in the 2nd spot. There you see a couple of drivers involved in early race incidents here. Holly Holland, there you see the damage to the nose of her car. Blaine Perkins trying to work his way back onto the lead lap. You see the white General Tire lettering rubbed off the left rear of that car. That's where Mason Diaz got into him. Got him turned sideways. Jump back up to the top 3. About a car length each between Taylor Gray in 2nd place Mason Diaz, 3rd place Gracie Trotter. Gracie trying to follow in the footsteps of Haley Deegan, the 2018 Bounty Rookie of the Year here in what is now known as the ARCA Menards Series West. Of course, Haley just making the announcement that she's going to compete for Rookie of the Year honors next season in the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series. You see the battle for the lead. Mason Diaz trying to make some racing room up to the top side of Taylor Gray. Diaz just stalking Taylor all around the racetrack. Very evenly matched up at the front of the field. Taylor Gray still leading across the stripe. It's again Mason Diaz trying to make some ground up on the top side of the racetrack. Can he pull alongside as they work their way through turns 3 and 4? He's got up to the door numbers that time around, but it looks like Gray again going to hold on to that advantage. See the brake rotors glowing already here in the early going. Ooh, Diaz using the old chrome horn right there, coming off of turn 4. Gonna let Taylor Gray know he's got a car capable of getting up there, fighting for the lead. Gray stretches it back out, car length advantage this time around as they close in again on Bridget Burgess in that number 88 car. Sarah Burgess, car owner and crew chief. Family-owned operation out of Tooele, Utah. Bridget currently holding on to the 10th spot in the ARCA Menards Series West standings with a couple of top 10 finishes here so far in what's been a pretty solid rookie season for that young lady. They're going to keep that car right down to the bottom side of the racetrack, let the leaders work away to around the outside and work their way down the front stretch. Here you see Bobby Hillis in the 27 car pulling off the top side of the racetrack there in turn 2. Bobby going to take that car back to the pits. Biggest lead we've seen all night long right there. 3 car lengths the advantage now for Taylor Gray. As the top 4 cars work their way again off into turns 3 and 4. Once we got that little spate of yellow fever out of the way, we're starting to tick the laps off pretty quickly here. in the Napa Auto Parts 125, presented by CashInTheCan.com. Closing in on the 50-lap mark here. It's a good battle between teammates. These two finished first and second at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Last time out, Gracie Trotter holding on to that third position. Gio Celsi currently sitting back in fourth. Gio, the next driver there in the Bill McAnally Racing stable, looking for career win number 1. If he doesn't get it done tonight, he's gotta feel pretty confident going to Kern County Raceway on Sunday night. That number 16 car has a 6-race win streak down at Kern County. We'll see if he can close the deal on Sunday night. Right back here, live on Track Pass. Celsi looking to the inside, down into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Gracie Trotter going to roll the top side pretty well. She's going to hold on to that third spot. Celsi not able to stick the nose in there and make a run at it there for that third position. There's the battle for 5th. Jack Wood holding on to that 5th position. Trevor Huddleston trying to work his way around. About a half a straightaway behind that top 4. Jack Wood making his 6th appearance. He's going to drift up the racetrack just a little bit there. We saw them right there at the back of the screen. Going to allow Huddleston down to the inside as they close in on the 77 car there, the damaged number 77. There you see that battle for position. Huddleston going to try to muscle his way underneath Jack Wood before they get to the Tacoma Koga automobile. Huddleston trying to make some racing room there. Jack Wood doing a good job using that 77 car as a pick. There you see the damage to the right front corner of that automobile. Koga getting caught up with Todd Souza a couple of laps after the start here. Ooh, Huddleston going to use the chrome horn there down in turns 1 and 2. Wash Jack Wood up the racetrack. Huddleston going to take over that 5th spot as they work their way down the front stretch. Of course, Huddleston picking up a pair of wins last season. Picked up his first career win at his home racetrack. That's always good to do. Picked up his first win at Irwindale Speedway and backed it up with another win on the big 5/8 up at Evergreen. Still looking for his first win of 2020. Jack Wood not wanting to give it up without a fight. He's still digging hard to the outside of the racetrack right there. And it looks like Huddleston finally going to clear that number 78 car and take over that 5th spot free and clear. Brake rotors aglow as they dive off into turns 3 and 4 there. There we jump back up to the front of the field. Taylor Gray now holding on to again, the biggest lead we've seen all night. 5 car lengths in hand over Mason Diaz in second. They've stretched it out a little bit over that battle for 3rd and 4th. Bill McAnally Racing teammates Gracie Trotter, Gio Celsi going at it. Celsi entered the tire tracks of Gracie Trotter as they work their way around the 1/3 mile bull ring here, just outside of Sacramento, California. Caution coming out for the 3rd time tonight. Sarah Burgess getting turned sideways. 2nd time she's been around tonight. 1st time it's going to bring out the caution flag. And that is exactly what Blaine Perkins was looking for. Perkins will pick up the free pass and rejoin the tail end of the lead lap. As we close in on the halfway point here at All-American Speedway. "62 laps in the books." Let's go ahead and take a look at the Richmond Water Heaters mid-race recap. Taylor Gray's been in charge most of the night. He swapped the lead early in the going with fellow front row starter Mason Diaz. But after the second caution flag of the night, he has been in charge and has led the rest of the way. We're currently working our third caution flag of the night. Again, we did have the incident there very early going. Lap number 2 when Holly Holland got turned sideways. Takuma Koga and Todd Souza caught up in the aftermath of that one. Also saw Blaine Perkins getting turned sideways after a nudge from Mason Diaz as they battled for the second position. And the third caution flag of the night coming out just before the halfway point here as Bridget Burgess getting turned sideways in that number 88 car. One to go signal given here at start finish, so the field's going to double up. We'll get back to racing. Still half the race yet to run here at All-American Speedway. Taylor Gray again choosing to restart from the bottom side of the racetrack. Mason Diaz to his outside. Gracie Trotter, Gio Celsi back in row 2. Jack Wood, Trevor Huddleston back in row 3. Green flag is back in the air. Once again, racing here at All-American Speedway. Gracie Trotter with a little nudge to Mason Diaz there, trying to work her way down to the bottom side and battle for that second spot. Taylor Gray going to hold on to the lead. Can Gracie Trotter slide underneath Mason Diaz there and take over that second spot? Trotter a little sideways there off of turn 2. She's going to give up a little ground, but Diaz going to hold tight there to the outside. Fight. Taylor Gray for the lead. Side by side down the backstretch. No one wanting to give up any ground. Finally, there you see Taylor Gray going to hold on to the top spot. He's going to get a shove down into turns 1 and 2. Mason Diaz pushing our leader, Taylor Gray. Gray doing a good job keeping that car pointed straight. He's going to open up a 1-car length lead now over Diaz. There you see the battle for third. Gracie Trotter starting to thrash that car around just a little bit. She tries to maintain contact with Mason Diaz in that second position. Trevor Huddleston, now that he's free and clear of Jack Wood, he is all over the back bumper of Gio Celsi there. He's going to give Celsi a shot down into turn 1 and 2. Celsi sliding that car into turn 1. Huddleston with another shot there into turn 3. We talked about Huddleston being winless so far here in 2020. Starting to see that aggression starting to come out a little bit here as he knows he's only got a couple of more opportunities here throughout the 2020 season to get to victory lane. Celsi now going to stretch out a 2-car length advantage over Huddleston there as they race their way down the backstretch. You see the damage to the nose of that number 6 automobile. A little aerodynamic adjustment after that shot to the back of the 16 car there down in turns 1 and 2. There's the battle among the top 4 cars. Taylor Gray still holding on to a 3-car length lead as they work their way into the turn 1 and 2 end of the racetrack. Battle between Gracie Trotter and Gio Celsi. Celsi, we've talked about him several times throughout the course of the 2020 season. The son of 4-time NHRA championship drag racer Gary Celsi. As he looks to the inside of Gracie Trotter, side-by-side battle for third. Here comes Gio Celsi coming to life. Celsi's been in the Midwest the past couple of weekends, driving some wing sprint cars. Making the transition to full-bodied stock car racing on pavement. To try to track down another son of a championship drag racer. Of course, Taylor Gray's father, Shane, noted NHRA Pro Stock racer. Well, I talk about being the son, he's the brother of Taylor Gray, the 2018 NHRA Pro Stock champion. Of course, his father, Shane, driver and engine builder as well. So a couple of could have been drag racers making the transition to oval track racing and doing very well here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Gio Celsi trying to track down the top two now that he's broken free of Gracie Trotter, that battle that he's had all race long with Gracie Trotter. See if Celsi can close the gap here on the top two and make a play for his first victory of the 2020 season. There you see 41 laps to go this time around. There we see Blaine Perkins working his way back up through the field. There you see the battle between the top two in the ARCA Menards Series West standings. Every point is a position. Perkins trying to make a run at that title. He just worked his way past current series leader Jesse Love. We haven't seen much out of Jesse so far tonight. Jesse Love back in the 9th position. Jesse has had a fantastic first 8 races here. Worst finish all season long. Has been 4th. 2.1 average finish with 3 victories. Not a bad start to the season for that young man, but not the night he was looking for. As Blaine Perkins has made his way past to take over the 8th spot. Closing in on the back of the number 50 automobile. Holly Holland, she's worked her way back up to the 7th position after getting turned sideways there on the 2nd lap of the race. Perkins going to take over that 7th position. That 9 car still has some fire underneath the hood. It's Perkins on the run. Back towards the front of the field. Every position is a point. Perkins 16 points out going into tonight. Put together 3 very strong races. Hopes to close that points gap. Jesse Love, again, Love not having the night we were looking for. He's back in the position. Jump back up to the front of the field. Taylor Gray stretching out now. Looks like about a 6 or 7 car length advantage over Mason Diaz. Diaz is about to have company. Gio Celsi reeling in that 25 car. Celsi looks like he may have the fastest car on the racetrack right now. 14.335 out of that 16 automobile to a 14.388. So indeed, Gio Celsi just a tick quicker than our leader Taylor Gray at this point. Celsi still having to work his way around Mason Diaz. If he has any hopes at all of tracking down Taylor Gray. Let's see what Celsi chooses to do here as he's finally caught up to Mason Diaz. Down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Celsi going to fall back in line. Work their way around the outside of that slower automobile. Celsi lost a little bit of ground as they work their way around the outside of Rick Burgess. The real Mason Diaz back in. Tire tracks, 28 laps to go, 27 to go this time around. Sands quickly slipping through the hourglass here in the Napa Auto Parts 125 at All-American Speedway. Just 1/3 of a mile, the bull ring here. Laps ticking off at 14.5 seconds a lap. Not a lot of time remaining if Gio Celsi looks to make it happen tonight. There you see the battle for 4th. Trevor Huddleston down to the inside. Grayson Trotter to the outside. Trotter going to hold him off. Huddleston, as you see the damage on the nose, not afraid to be aggressive here as the lap's ticking off. See what happens the next time he gets up to the bumper. That 99 car took a shot at it right there, couldn't quite make it stick. Trotter still holding on to that 4th position. Trotter, one of 2 drivers to finish in the top 10 in each and every race here at the ARCA Menards Series West. Teammate Jesse Love, the other one. Jesse not having the night he was looking for here tonight. Both of those drivers. Trotter, Trevor Huddleston hard on the brakes. They're giving those machines everything they have here. So we're closing in on the 20 laps to go mark here at All-American Speedway. Caution flag coming out for the 4th time here tonight. I'll put the brakes on that battle for position. Going to give everybody another shot to cool their jets. Make another run at Taylor Gray up at the front of the field. Todd Souza in the number 13 car will pick up a free pass, rejoin the tail end of the lead lap. Again, Souza getting caught up in that incident down in turn 1 on the initial start. Still holding on to the 10th position. See a little debris there at the bottom side of the front straightaway. Some safety crew pick that up, and hopefully we'll get back to green flag racing. I wonder where that debris might have come from. That 13 car. A lot of battle scars so far tonight. That's what happens when a couple of cars come together and one of them tries to jump in the cockpit with the driver. That's exactly what happened there. There you see the corresponding damage to Takuma Koga's number 77. Tough night for Takuma. He was coming off his best finish of the season last time out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Takuma finished 6th down at the Bull Ring. Actually, both of those drivers coming off their best finish of the season. Last time out, Todd Souza picked up his first top 5 of the year at the Bull Ring last time out. Takuma was right behind him. Kind of coincidental. Those two would have a run in here early going. 1 to go signal given here at the stripe. A little less than 20 laps to settle it. Let's see what Gio Celsi has on the restart here for the front row restarters. Taylor Gray again down to the inside. Mason Diaz to the outside. We saw the outside line work on that initial start. Let's see what Mason Diaz has here as we come to the green flag. We'll have 17 laps to go. Very slow restart. Taylor Gray on the button there in the restart zone. He's going to jump out into a car link over Mason Diaz there as they work their way off into turns 1 and 2. Diaz going to find the bottom side of the racetrack occupied by Gio Celsi. Diaz with a shove by Gracie Trotter right there. That's going to open the door for Celsi. He's going to take over the 2nd spot. Trevor Huddleston going to try to work his way underneath Gracie Trotter as they work their way off into 3 and 4. Oh, there we see Holly Holland getting turned sideways. That's going to bring out the caution flag one more time. 5th yellow flag of the night. 2nd caution involving Holly Holland. Boy, it's like hanging a piece of meat out in front of a pack of rabid dogs. And that's exactly what we saw right there. Everybody going for it. Feeding time at the zoo, and Holly Holland's going to come up with the short end of the stick on that one. How about that for a bunch of mixed metaphors? But, indeed, Holly Holland getting turned sideways. Let's take a look at that action. Just drove it in a little too hard, trying to get back alongside Blaine Perkins, and she's going to back it into the outside wall just a touch right there. It's got a little damage to the right front corner. Now she's going to have a little more damage to the left rear corner of that number 50 JBL Audio Toyota. Bill McAnally Racing entries here tonight. Molly's made a lot of progress in her rookie season here in the ARCA Menards West. Looks like she was going to be in position for a great run. Last time out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a little bad luck, ended her run at her first career top 5 a little early. Still circulating behind the pace car here. Close in on the finish at All-American Speedway. Round number 9 of the 2020 season for the ARCA Menards West. Couple of races yet to go. We will be back at it Sunday night at Kern County Raceway, just outside of Bakersfield, California, and we'll put a period on it and crown a champion Saturday, November 7th at Phoenix Raceway. See both of those live here on Track Pass and on NBC. One to go signal given here at the stripe. Lights off on the pace car. Field now doubling up with the restart. Should be a 10-lap dash to the finish. Gio Celsi, this is as close as he has been to the lead all night long. He's been faster than Taylor Gray for much of the final 50 laps. What does Gio have to take away his first career ARCA Menards Series West victory? Another slow restart. Field now on the hammer down the front stretch. Green flag back in the air. Let's see what happens as we race off into turns 1 and 2. Celsi going to slide into that second spot. We see lots of trouble down into turn 3 and 4. Wow, couple of cars getting turned sideways. Jack Wood and Gracie Trotter are going to move up the racetrack, and it looked like Gracie made some pretty good contact with that outside wall. Everybody getting crossed up down there into turns 3 and 4. Looked like one of the Sunrise cars got sideways, and then Jack Wood and Gracie Trotter came together in the aftermath and slid up the racetrack and made some pretty good contact with that outside wall. There you see damage to that number 9 car. Blaine Perkins involved. Mason Diaz involved. There you see it. Huddleston got together with Mason Diaz. Jack Wood jumped on the brakes. Gracie Trotter had nowhere to go. Looks like Perkins made some contact. There you see it again. Huddleston into the back end of the 25 car, and Perkins with nowhere to go. Wow, hard contact there between the number 9 and the number 25. Jack Wood got on the brakes. Gracie Trotter nowhere to go. Those two cars come together, and right there, Gracie bounces off the outside wall with the right rear corner of that automobile. Chaos on the restart here at All-American Speedway. That's going to shake things up quite a bit. All that action going on right behind the top 2. Everybody else in the top 10. Oh, look at Blaine Perkins trying to get that bodywork off the outside of that car. That's an interesting way to remove the bodywork there. He does not want to come down pit road at all. I think he's going to see if he can negotiate a deal with his teammate there. That's exactly what's happening. Going to see if Trevor Huddleston will run over that body panel and remove it for him. In any case, Blaine Perkins not wanting to give up any track position at all to get that body panel off. There you see his main challenger in the point standings. Right behind him, there's Gracie Trotter, Roger Bracken and the crew going to work on that number 99 car. And Blaine Perkins still trying to figure out a way to get that bodywork off of that automobile. Gracie Trotter making her way back out onto the racetrack. Has been given the 1 to go signal. Taylor Gray, Gio Celsi back up on the front row. Trevor Huddleston, Jesse Love on row number 2. Blaine Perkins back into the pit area trying to get that bodywork taken off. He's going to rejoin the tail of the field as we come to the green. Celsi to the outside. of Taylor Gray down the backstretch. Side-by-side battle for the lead. We will have 3 laps to go this time around. Can Celsi make the outside groove work? Side-by-side at the stripe. And we see, once again, Holly Holland getting turned sideways. Still green. Taylor Gray going to hold on to the lead by a car length here at the stripe. Can Celsi make the crossover move and get to the bottom side of the racetrack? Coming to the white flag this time around. Taylor Gray sideways. He's going to open the door for Gio Celsi. They make contact. White flag in the air. Celsi to the lead. Taylor Gray going to go around. Crazy action down into turn 1. Celsi with the lead. Green flag still out. Coming to the checkered flag. Gio Celsi going to pick up the victory. Todd Souza going to work his way up through the field in that damaged car and take over second position on the last lap. But Gio Celsi working through the chaos of the final 20 laps here at All-American Speedway. He will pick up career win number 1. Hard to even say all of that happened on that final lap. But Gio Celsi and Taylor Gray making some pretty significant contact coming out of turn 4 for the white flag. Looked like Taylor had a left rear tire go down. He got turned sideways, and that scattered everybody in the top 10. Gio Celsi was free and clear, and he is going to celebrate with some donuts down in the infield grass as he celebrates career win number 1 here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Gio picked up his best career finish last time out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Bettered it by 1 here tonight, picking up career win number 1. Very happy young man. John Camilleri and crew celebrating with them down there in Victory Lane. Look at that smile on Gio Celsi as he climbs back aboard that number 16 car. He'll bring it down into Victory Lane, and we will hear from him here in just a few moments. Talked about Gio making the transition from open wheel racing on dirt to full bodied stock car racing here on pavement. That transition paying big dividends here tonight as he picks up the win in the Napa Auto Parts 125 presented by CashInTheCan.com. Look at that big trophy that he's going to take home with him here tonight as well. As soon as he gives the okay, he will climb out and celebrate, and we will send it down trackside and grab a quick word with our winner, Gio Celsi, picking up career win number 1 here at All-American Speedway tonight. like we've got a happy winner down in Victory Lane. Let's see if we can slide in and grab a quick word with Gio Celsi as he celebrates career win #1 with team owner Bill McAnally.
Congratulations, Gio, on your first win. That was a heck of a run for you there. You have to talk about the last pass that you made on the 17.
Yeah, I mean, I had such a good car the whole time. I can't thank my guys enough. This is I've never had a car where I could run guys down and pass them like that. It was unreal. I knew he was struggling, and man, I didn't pass him on the outside. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get him, and then he bobbled there, and I just kind of slammed through the door. So yeah, I haven't been aggressive enough in these races, and finally got one done there.
Talk about the effort that you had to put in, not only into tonight's race, but you and your team overall this season, because I know you wanted this win really badly.
Well, honestly, I thought 2020 I was going to go win this, but who would have thought it would have been a pavement win? Yeah, this is unreal. No one works harder than my crew chief, John. We sucked to start the year, honestly, and I think we've really come into our own and have learned each other, and yeah, check this one off the bucket list.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Fantastic job by Gio Celsi. He hunted down Mason Diaz over the course of that last 30 laps or so and put himself in position, and he and Taylor Gray really raced hard for it there. Coming to the white flag, and unfortunately Taylor getting the short end of the stick on that one, but Gio Celsi celebrating down in Victory Lane. Yet another win. I've lost track. 103 or something like that for Bill McAnally, but that team has had a really good run at it here of late. And again, back-to-back wins, back-to-back first-timers, no less, with Gracie Trotter and Gio Celsi picking up wins at Las Vegas and here tonight at All-American Speedway. Let's see if we can go down and get a word with our second-place finisher, who I'm going to guess is equally happy after the night that he has had. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Todd Souza down there after his second-place run tonight.
Finish for you tonight. You were early on there involved in an incident and you got your way up to second. A lot of carnage here. How did you get that done?
We just went right place, right time. We weren't real fast, but we knew there was going to be a lot of restarts at the end. Tried to stay as clean as we could at the end. I messed up at the beginning, first lap. Walked him up going into one, slid the front of the nose. Sorry to the 50 car. But we knew we just had to hang out and let let it play out. We knew it was going to be something like this at the end. We didn't know if we'd make it through, but right place, right time, and dodged them.
Now moving on to Kern, just in a couple of days, this momentum you can carry to that track, and we've got 2 to go for the season. How are you feeling about the rest of the races?
I'm feeling good. I want to get back on a couple big tracks, and Kern is a fast banked half mile, so we're looking forward to that. And then Phoenix, everyone looks forward to Phoenix, so. We're excited.
Congratulations on a great finish.
Great. Thank you.
Todd Souza has been a part of this series for a long time. Good to see him come out of here with his best finish since 2008 when he picked up his first career win at Utah Motorsports Campus. He and Michael Munoz and wife Kelly, they really put a lot of effort into coming out here and being competitive each and every week. And great to see that family-owned team coming home with a great finish here in the Napa Auto Parts 125. Let's see if we can also grab a quick word with our third-place finisher, Trevor Huddleston, who showed a lot of aggression here tonight as we see Gio Celsi continuing the celebration down in Victory Lane.
All right. Go ahead and drop the light just a little bit so we can see his eyes. There we go.
All right, Trevor, from the front of your car here, we clearly saw that you definitely had a little bit of damage tonight, but you made your way up to third. Talk about what you saw from your seat.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun, aggressive race. I think that after qualifying, we knew it was going to be pretty close. I think the top 5 are within like 3,000, so it was going to be an intense race for sure, and it was just going to see who came out on the better end. And congrats to Gio. He did a great job. It was definitely a little scrappy of a race, but it was fun. I think everybody drove everybody equally. I don't think anyone out there did anything wrong, so got to thank my Sunrise Ford team. They did a great job all weekend long. We're really looking forward to going to Kern. We were pretty fast there last year, so maybe we can improve 2 positions.
Awesome, thank you.
Got to be a little disappointed after finishing third here tonight. Trevor Huddleston still looking for win #1 of the 2020 season. And No shame in coming home third tonight, especially after all of the chaos there that ensued those final few laps. It was an action-packed night. Started early. There you see a little race between Mason Diaz and Blaine Perkins. There we see some late race action. Gracie Trotter getting caught up, taken into the outside wall, and her chances at victory. And there you see that amazing battle for the win. Taylor Gray, Gio Celsi going at it, coming to the white flag. Taylor Gray going around, Celsi going to victory lane. Congratulations to Gio Celsi, picking up career win number 1. We'll see you right back here Sunday night. More ARCA Menards Series West racing coming up from Kern County Raceway. Until then, I'm Charlie Krall. So long, everybody.